all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua B'Hashem Kakodash. Giving all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Kakodash. Shalom to you out there that's in the faith, that believeth in His truth. The ones you that know that you're Israelites and deal with the Old and New Testament and the Apocrypha. One of the main parts of the scriptures are the prophecies in the scriptures. We do a lot of videos on the prophecies. We know prophecies. Old Testament only Israelites. They don't understand they don't understand these current prophecies that we're experiencing now and going to experience even more. So when you say you just deal with the Old Testament, you really don't understand the scriptures at all, because you have to know the prophecies. And like I said, I challenge you, none of you Israelites out there that only deal with the Old Testament understand. I'm gonna go through the list of Daniel 7, Daniel 2, the feet thereof. You don't understand what it's talking. You don't know what it's talking about. So you really don't understand the Bible. Not knocking you, just telling you that you are not truly woken up. You know that you're Israelites. That's a good thing. The Most High made really two types of Israelites. Israelites that know that three. Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites, Israelites that know that they're Israelites, and Israelites that know that they're the Israelites and are elect of the Most High, are prophets. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, Proclaim Ye This Among the Gentiles, Prepare War. And I'm going to go into some news articles concerning Germany, the Ukraine, and Russia. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read a few verses, then I'm going to read it in the N. I'll probably go to the NLT, maybe the NET, go to a couple of versions. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. We're talking about the other nations. Prepare war. What war? The war of Armageddon. The Third World War. The war to truly end all wars. The war that brings down Esau and pushes up Jacob. Esau is the end of the world. We identified Edomites, like these EU nations, these NATO nations, Russia, Ukraine. They are Edomites. They are Edomites. Edomites look like so-called white people, European people. But then you have Israelites that look like Edomites. So when you encounter someone that looks like an Edomite, he could be an Israelite. We did a video of this older Italian man. He said he was Italian and he knew some scriptures. And Bishop Sakaran said, "You're going to slavery because you put us in slavery." He said, "We never put you in slavery. I'm from Italy. My people came from my I think he said my grandparents came from Italy in 1901. So when you do the research, the Italians that came over here, I read this years ago, 95% of the Italians that are over here are from Southern Italian, like the islands of like Sicily, you know, the end of the soul part of the boot, the southern part of Italy, and some of those islands, like what's this island that what's this guy? He's a bodybuilder. Franco Colombo, he came from Sardinia. Now, Sardinia, if you do the research on Sardinia, which is an island off of the south of Italy, you know, Sicily is also an island. And by the way, the Sicilians don't speak Italian, they speak Sicilian, which is a mixture of Arabic, Italian, maybe some other languages. So someone from like northern Italy, they encounter a Sicilian, they're not going to hardly understand what they're saying. They can pick up certain words, but it's a different language. Sicilian is a different language. And the Moors conquered the southern part of Sicily. But you had Moors that laid their seeds in other parts of Rome too, and throughout Europe, like Spain. You have a lot of Israelites that are in Spain because they mixed their seed, the Moors, which the Moors were Israelites. Some embrace the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father through the scriptures, and others embrace the religion of Islam. Moors are not so much Islamic people. So it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the other nations, prepare war, and it's talking about now. Wake up the mighty men. It's talking about the military men. Let all the men of war draw near. Yeah, because they're gonna be drawn to the valley of Jehoshaphat in the great Levant. Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And then you're going to have other nations among the dark nations that are going to be involved in this war, because the war is going to take place in the smack dab in the middle of the Levant. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, all ye nations, and gather yourself together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones, the angels, come down, O Lord. It makes references of the archangels in Revelation 9 and in Revelation 16. And they're there to stir things up. That's why I said Euphrates. I mentioned Euphrates in the book of Revelation. The angels are concentrated over there. The angels are concentrated in the Ukraine. There's been a lot of UFO sightings in the Ukraine, and mainly in Kiev, because that's the capital of the Ukraine. So when you take the capital, you got the whole country. Let the heathen, the other nations, be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat is Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh's judgment. For there will I set to judge all the nations round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ready. This destruction is ready. It's all lined up. The only thing that has to happen is the MOTB, the Charagma, the great sea hip. It says, come, get you down, for the press is full. That's also in Revelation 14. The wine press and the grapes being smashed by the wine press. The grapes represent these nations, mainly Esau. The wine is the blood. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. Smack dab in the middle of the Levant, or in the Levant, for the day of Yahweh is near, in the valley of decision. But like I said, and a lot of these Israelite groups, one Westers, they can't put the pieces. They're missing a major piece of the puzzle. They're missing a major piece of the puzzle, and that's the Charagma. the MOTB. Why do you keep? Why do you think that we here at Great Millstone keep pushing it? So now there's a lot of precepts that come to mind when you read Joel, the third chapter, even from the first verse. Us going into captivity, that's talking about us. They have cast lots for my people, the Israelites. That's talking about chattel slavery, transatlantic slave trade. So we were commodity, we were cargo, and they're going to be cargo when our kingdom is established. So anyway, I'm not going to make this long. So I put in Germany is afraid of Russia. CNBC News, CNBC, 10 hours ago, Germany promised Ukraine weapons, but hasn't delivered. Now, anger toward Berlin is rising. See, Germany is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Germany depends on Russia for oil, for gas. That's a major nation that depends on Russian oil and gas. But if they deliver weapons, as America, the U.S. has been doing since February, if they deliver weapons to the Ukraine, what do you think Russia's response is going to be? It's going to be a cold, it looks like it's going to be a cold, extremely cold winter in Europe. This was put up as a day ago, the Washington Post analysis. Germany has the tanks Ukraine needs. It says in recent months, the Ukrainians have been battling the Russians with. The fear is that Putin, feeling like a concerned, a cornered rat in defeat. Well, he hasn't shot off those those major the missiles, because they want to keep the land intact as much as they could. Because once they take the land, they don't have to totally destroy the land and it'll take years to rebuild it. It said Olaf Scholz, which he's the head, I believe he's the president of Germany, pressed to send German tanks to Ukraine. The Guardian, Germany takes subsidiary of Russian oil giant Rosneft under state control. What is Berlin afraid of? Well, that whole oil situation. Ukraine presses Germany for more military kit. The Ukrainian foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba, accused the Germans, he said Russia had largely destroyed Ukraine's armament industry. Putin admits, this was as 39 minutes ago, not even 40 minutes ago, CNBC. Putin admits China has concerns over Ukraine invasion. Russia's Wagner Group is recruiting convicts I said fears rise of energy crisis after Russia, especially in the wintertime, switches off the gas again. That's from the Guardian, Politico. These are major uh, news companies. Schultz tells Putin to withdraw as Germany faces calls to send Ukraine tanks. Al Jazeera, Ukraine latest update. Schultz urges Putin to withdraw troops. Last one, I'm not going to read anymore. Reuters, analysis, Ukraine's battlefield gains. They win it more. I guess that's Western support. But anyway, let's say Shalom.